Driving Test UK, the short notice driving test specialist.
Priya has just started her driving test at the Southall Driving Test Centre. The test centre is located within a 20 mph zone. Prior to getting into the vehicle, the driving examiner has conducted an eyesight test. We have just turned left into Mornington Road. The driving examiner has now asked Priya to pull up somewhere conveniently safe. This is the start of the independent driving section of the driving test. The examiner has asked Priya to turn left at the end of this road and then take the second road on the right, and then at the end of that road to turn right again. The driving examiner has asked Priya to repeat the instructions to make sure that she understands. Once again, the instructions are to turn left at the end of this road and then take the second road on the right and then turn right at the end of that road. The driving examiner has given Priya a minor mistake for moving off safely, as when she pulled out there was an oncoming vehicle. You need to take effective observations all around, front as well as back. You will notice the speed is now 30 mph. We have left the 20 mph zone. We are now turning right into East Mead Avenue. You will notice it is a 20 mph zone. These small residential roads seem very easy. But in fact they can become very challenging due to oncoming vehicles. As soon as you see an oncoming vehicle, check the rear view mirror and ease slightly off the gas. This will give you a chance to decide whether you need to give way or whether you need to proceed. If in doubt, give way to oncoming vehicles. The person who gives way is in control. We are now turning right into Mead Avenue. The driving examiner has now informed Priya that this is the end of the independent driving section of the driving test. The driving examiner has asked us to stop on the left somewhere conveniently safe. This time it's for the purpose of one of the manoeuvres. The driving examiner has chosen the turn in the road, commonly called the three-point turn. As there are no bays at the car park in Southall Driving Test Centre, the driving examiner has a choice of one of the three manoeuvres. Now that the turn in the road is finished, you may drive on as normal. We are now going to turn left back onto Mead Avenue. It's easy to forget, but you need to bear in mind this is still a 20 mph zone. As you're driving on these type of roads, look out for the gap between parked cars, so when something does come, you can easily pull up into it. There are quite a few mini roundabouts in this area. Remember, they are roundabouts and you must go around them and not over. At the end of this road, the driving examiner has asked Priya to turn left. The driving examiner now will stay silent. He has not asked Priya to turn in any direction, as the road markings indicate left turn only. We are now entering the slip road on approach to the A40. It is very important that you build up speed on this slip road to match the speed of the vehicles already on the dual carriageway. This section of the dual carriageway is 50 miles per hour. On dual carriageways, it's important that you remain in the left-hand lane unless you are overtaking, or unless road signs or road markings indicate otherwise. In this particular occasion, the driving examiner has asked us to move into the middle lane. The reason for this is that the left-hand lane will be coming off the dual carriageway. The whole lane is for coming off the dual carriageway. You will notice at the moment there are only two lanes. When the dual carriageway becomes 3 lanes, you must move back into the left-hand lane at the first safe opportunity. The driving examiner has just asked Priya to leave the dual carriageway at the next exit. After leaving a dual carriageway, it's very important to keep a check on that speedometer. The speed limit will shortly be dropping to 30. At the roundabout, we're turning left towards Yeading. limit now has increased to 40 miles per hour. Driving examiners do like you to make progress, so if road conditions allow it, do get up to the 40 mile per hour speed limit. The driving examiner has now asked Priya to follow the road at the roundabout. That's the second exit. You will have noticed the 30 sign just before the traffic lights. On the large roundabouts, it's most important that you keep in your lane. There is another 30 sign as you enter the new road. It's very easy to go over the speed limit, especially as you have come off a dual carriageway and you have been driving over 30 miles per hour. Be aware of this humped zebra. The hump is quite high. The driving examiner has asked us to follow the road ahead at the traffic lights. There are 2 lanes on approach to the lights. We are in the left-hand lane. As the lights go green, keep a check on that right-hand mirror as the lane does narrow out. Same thing at these traffic lights. There are 2 lanes on approach, but then it merges into 1 lane. At the roundabout, the driving examiner has asked Priya to turn right. That's the third exit. If you ever have any doubt as to where you are going, you can ask the examiner for confirmation. They do not mind. We are now on the Lady Margaret Road. Once again, the driving examiner has asked us to stop on the left somewhere conveniently safe. The driving examiner will normally ask you to stop on the left a good 3 or 4 times during the test. Make sure you check over your shoulder as well as what's coming in front. After pulling out, recheck those mirrors. We are just turning left into Windermere Road. Bear in mind, again, this is a 20 mph zone. Be prepared to give way to oncoming vehicles on these narrow residential roads of Southall. If you come to a situation that you're not sure on what you should do, think safety. Think what is the safest thing to do. The whole driving test is based on how safe you are. We have now just turned right into Westbury Avenue. On a road where there are lots of humps, it's generally a good idea to check mirrors on each and every single hump. At the end of this road, we're turning left into Somerset Road. At the mini roundabout, the driving examiner has asked us to turn left back onto Allenby Road. Very shortly, we'll be turning left back into the Driving Test Centre. When entering and exiting the car park, it's very important that you approach slowly in first gear. It's very easy to hit the curb. Hello, I'm the voice behind the video. Firstly, a big congratulations to Priya on passing her driving test. Did you know that Southall Driving Test Centre has a pass rate of well below 50%? Why not increase your chances of passing the driving test with these top tips? Please like and share this video and don't forget to subscribe. Good luck with your driving test.